Welcome to the Dogon podcast. We're excited to be here. We got a great episode for you today. We're going to talk about sleep cycles.
Yeah,
I know it might be weird, but it's important. And actually, taking some time off and resting is an important part of having energy. So we're going to talk about it today, and we'll just dive right into it.
Let's get into it.
So, first off, when we talk about sleep, are we talking about just laying in bed? Are we talking about, TV being on and you're kind of half awake, half asleep? I mean, to me, I think it's important to talk about how there's different cycles of sleep.
Yes. I mean, REM sleep, What are the different ones?
Well, there's, I know there's various different cycles and aspects broken down based off of brain activity and body activity and certain things like that. So, I can't claim to know all those technical, but, we can kind of center in on REM and non-REM sleep. I think that's kind of the place to start, because like REM sleep is where you're able to get deep, regenerative sleep.
Like it repairs yourself, basically.
Yep. There's certain things that happen, certain, growth hormones and certain chemicals that are released in, that go over your brain, that go throughout your entire bloodstream, that only happen when you're in REM sleep.
100%.
And there's some processes that happen when it comes to, structures of proteins and things like that only happen when you're in REM sleep.
Right. So saying that, it's very important to get lots of it. And the way to get that is without, all these noises. Maybe your TV's on, maybe your light's on, maybe you got your computer running or whatever it is, just distracting you while you sleep.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, and that kind of, that's one of the biggest parts, I think, of having good sleep, is having a good sleep environment.
Absolutely.
I don't know. Some people, like to sleep in a warm room. I don't know.
I do not.
It has to be cold for me.
Absolutely.
And I found out that that's actually really beneficial if you can get it down, in the 60s. They've even found in certain research that going down even lower than the 60s can be really beneficial for you.
Interesting.
Yeah. And I do find that to be true because, man, when I wake up, I used to live in northern Michigan, and we'd sometimes have our window open when it was really cold outside. And, I would wake up and it'd be freezing in the house.
Right.
But those mornings, man, I would feel great.
Oh,
I don't know. It's just a different kind of sleep when it's freezing cold out from underneath the covers.
I definitely prefer the cold versus a very hot, sweaty room.
Yeah. And, for me, too, one thing I've noticed is the darker I can get it, if I can get rid of all light leaks.
I used to sleep with the TV on, and I actually couldn't sleep without it on, but I got out of that, and now that, just complete darkness, complete isolation, it's much better. I can actually know when I'm going to go to bed, know when I'm going to wake up, and it's just a cycle.
Yeah, because you're influenced by what's going on around you when you're sleeping.
Yeah.
So if you, that's always been something that's, really bugged me. I've had, significant others in the past who like to fall asleep. I had one girlfriend, she loved to just have the TV on while we went to sleep. And it was just like, no, I don't want to fall asleep and get brainwashed by these commercials and stuff. Like, then I wake up the next morning.
I remember having dreams of different commercials and Billy Mays and whatever it is.
Billy Mays, man, that's funny as hell. But yeah, so I would always argue with her, and now in a couple past relationships, with my ladies, I've really put my foot down. I'm like,
no TV
in the room. I don't even like having a TV in my room because, I think you should try to make your room just a space for sleeping. And sometimes you don't have options. You don't have room for that in your apartment or where you're living. You have to make it like an office and a room. But it's found to be you get much deeper sleep and higher quality sleep in a environment that is just for sleeping. Yeah, and that's it. So I've thought about doing that. I've thought about trying to somehow arrange that, but I don't know. I mean, one of the biggest things that you were talking about too is just when you're going to go to sleep and when you're going to wake up, and that's so important to have like a regular sleep cycle.
Oh yeah.
Because that sleep cycle is something that really allows your body to go in and out of REM sleep and go through certain processes at a regular interval.
Right. I mean, it's like training yourself to have good sleep every night.
Yeah, yeah, it really makes a big difference. And so maybe just try like setting a bedtime and having a night routine or like a relaxing wellness routine at night to kind of get yourself ready to go to bed.
Right.
You know, I mean, it's been a big thing for me. I don't know. I mean, that's what I do. I have my night routine, and I mean, I love it.
There you go.
know, like,
yeah, I mean, it'll get you ready.
yeah, I even have like a night meditation that I listen to that's like, you've done everything you could, everything else, fuck it. You know, like,
There you go.
it's just like, but I go through that at night so that I dim the lights. I just have a smaller lamp on. I have some relaxing music or some chill music on, you know, some, I don't know, some, you know, just usually no lyrics, just kind of like sound,
just chill music.
you know, just kind of like a environment. Sometimes I'll do like rain sounds, or I'll just open my window if it's raining
like
here, because it's always raining here in Texas.
It is.
It's crazy. I thought it was like, you know, almost like desert down here, but no, it's raining.
It's actually a different environment every single day if you don't realize that.
It's wild. But yeah, so we are, you know, just trying to maximize every aspect of our life right now, and that's really why we're kind of going down these topics and talking about this stuff, and it's just important to remember that rest is hard work, relaxation is hard work, and it's important to take time off. I know myself, I found in the last couple of days too, like if I take 15 minutes, 30 minutes, or an hour off in between different tasks, I actually do better on the next thing.
Because you give yourself a little mental break. You're like,
yeah,
you know, you can stop for a second, get right back to it.
Yep. So yeah, so just, you know, maybe try some of this stuff. You know, if there's of course sleep disorders, there's insomnia, there's, you know, restless leg syndrome, there's, you know, there's a lot of different things that sometimes, you know, simple things like this won't fix it. Right. And I'm not trying to downplay anybody who's dealing with anything like that.
Back to what we were talking about last episode as well. I mean, what you eat, I mean, late night meals are definitely going to bog you down.
Yes, big time. You know, like it's always good to stop eating, you know, as many hours before going to sleep as possible, 2 or 3 minimum, you know, but 2 minimum, but yeah, it makes a big difference. So that's good to point that out. So yeah, so just try, like, you know, research REM sleep and, you know, non-REM sleep, just kind of get an idea of what those mean, you know, deep sleep versus light sleep, you know, maybe look at,
look at what it does to your brain, you know, look at the repairing features of it, I guess.
You know, and then take some time to like just evaluate what are your sleep limiting factors. You know, is your bed comfy? Is your room dark? Is it cold and you know, a nice environment to sleep? You know, is there a bunch of electronics? Is there a bunch of sound or distraction? You know, try to identify if your bed sleeping area is
adequate.
Yeah, is good for you to get, you know, good sleep and for you to have a regular sleep cycle.
And if none of that is an option, you can get a sleep mask.
Yeah. No, yeah, you can get those. You know, we should probably give some of those out.
Honestly, I wanted to have some doggone sleep masks.
Yeah, because we talked about that in the
Actually, I remember that. Yeah. That's something I wanted.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a couple different things that we wanted to branch off from that too. So maybe some point in the future, you'll get your doggone sleep mask. But I'm just excited. We got for this to be able to go in its own little bag, and for us to be able to send these out to you guys. This has really been a long road to get to this point.
Very long.
And to have these tablets, these Go tablets,
and the
ready.
fact that we have our bags ordered now is fantastic.
Yeah, a little surprise. You know, sometimes it's fun just to be like, oh yeah, I did this. But
I love it.
Just because I wanted it done. I wanted it to be something that, you know, that we could have on the move. And now we only have one.
Now we just have
more
to get packs.
Step, and that's it. So we're good to go. We're ready. I added all the necessary information and warnings and all that stuff I needed. So, you know, this is really a point that we've been pushing towards.
Yes.
And so I'm excited to be here, but I want to make sure that even with my excitement, I can still control my energy and focus on the right things. So diet.
Sometimes it's hard.
And sleep cycle.
Yeah, those are two very big ones.
Yeah, we got another one coming that's going to be talking more about how to have all day energy and how to just like keep pushing through, because that's really one of our centralized pillars in Dogon Packs, is giving you that energy you need to get through your day. So it's like, you know, we're going to do a few episodes about that kind of stuff and just try to really help maybe get you up to speed or just remind you about stuff you already know. You know, none of it's groundbreaking, you know, except for our product, but
of course,
but maybe just remind you of some of this stuff so that you can be like, oh yeah, that'd be better, or that's something I can do. And you know, we also have a couple episodes coming up that are going to be a little bit different, shoot from the hip, kind of some trending topics that I think will you'll like to hear us talk about. I don't know, maybe not.
Less relevant to the business and more just like what's going on in the world.
Yeah, just kind of hanging out. So be sure to check that out. I know that I'm enjoying the new setup. It's definitely a lot easier.
It's so much better
than what it was, and it's more relaxing. I feel like it. You know, I feel like it's I don't know, it's just higher quality.
Just higher quality.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. It's up to you. You're the one who decides.
See you on the next one.
See you on the next episode, my friends.